Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is truly an honor to be here as we gather to explore the crucial world of social media on Generation Z. We extend our heartfelt gratitude towards Ms. Raisa Fadila, Master of Education, for her invaluable assistance and support so that we can create this presentation. Now then, without further ado, together, let us delve into the crucial world of social media and its significant impact on Generation Z's life. Next slide.
Let we introduce our group members. The first is Akhmad Khairul fahmi, next Fauzan Irfan, and then Muhammad Farhan Azizi. The next is Rizqi Zairinda almuhtady, and the last is Teguh Imam Setiawan.
Okay, now, before we truly delve into the effects of social media and Generation Z, we first need to know what is the Generation Z itself. Well, Generation Z refers to as the demographic cohort or simply the people that were born between 1995 to 2009. What about the social media? Social media refers to as an online platform that uses an internet for the people to share, explore, or maybe exchange content with others. Real time, but without need to meet face to face. Gen Z or Generation Z uses a lot of social media. For example, like Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Using this four main social media, of course, it triggered an influence towards the Gen Z's life. What is it? Let's go to the next slide. Now, there are three main influences on social media on the identity of Generation Z. First is how they express themselves. Via the use of the internet, people, specifically Gen Z, create a second identity, which is how they express themselves online. Is drastically different than how did they express themselves in real life. Second is impression. People's impression and perspective divest in the social media, thus creating the expectations versus the reality. What does it mean? Well, expectations and reality happens because people in the social media usually saw a lot of content which provide perfect lifestyles. This perfect lifestyles of them remake or reform the mind of Generation Z, creating a new impression of themselves, thus creating a second identity. Next slide. But of course, that influence have a drastic impact on its communication slides. Please explain further.
Impact on communication styles. Group chats. Gen Z use group chats to communicate their friends and express themselves. Emoji lingo. Gen Z's communication is far more visual and expressive. They use emojis and GIFs liberally, often making conversation more nuanced. Virtual support. Social media enables Gen Z to support one another in times of crisis, and show solidarity, making them feel more connected and empowered. Next. Digital activism. Weaponizing social media. Gen Z use social media to voice their opinions and organize movement. No much of engagement. Gen Z participate in social activism differently from previous generation, with focusing more on online activity. Social media solidarity. Social media has enabled Gen Z to come together around global issues and show support for underrepresented groups.
Okay, for Generation Z, using social media a lot can be not so great. Seeing perfect pictures and trying to be like everyone else can make them feel not good enough. Wanting likes and approval all the time can make them feel stressed and sad. Sometimes people are mean online and it can really hurt. Using social media too much can also make it hard to focus on other important things. And sometimes it feels like being alone even when surrounded by people. So social media can have some tough effects on how Generation Z feels about themselves and the world around them. The first point is FOMO. FOMO is fear of missing out. The anxiety and apprehension individuals feel when they believe others are experiencing enjoyable events or opportunities from which they are excluded. This phenomenon has become particularly pronounced in the digital age, shaped by the constant connectivity of social media. The first point is the never-ending scroll. What is the never-ending scroll? With the constant flow of information on social media platforms, users find themselves endlessly scrolling through content. This perpetuates a sense of urgency and a fear that something important might be missed in the continuous stream. Next, the comparison trap. Social media platforms provide a constant stream of curated content, often showcasing the highlight of other lives. This fosters an environment where individuals constantly compare themselves to their peers, celebrity, or influencers. The relentless exposure to seemingly perfect lifestyles can lead to unrealistic expectations and negative impact self-esteem. The third point is the pressure to post. Social media platforms create an environment where individuals feel complete to share curated content portraying a carefully constructed image of their lives. This pressure stems from a desire for social media validation and the fear of being left out if one's experiences are not showcased. And the last point is the dopamine hit. The dopamine is a crucial element which social media platforms are designed to trigger the brain's reward system, providing a quick and satisfying surge dopamine with each like, comment, or share. And this addictive nature of seeking instant gratification fosters a continuous cycle of engagement as individuals just the next rewarding interaction. Okay, next slide. Next is cyberbullying. What is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying is a form of harassment or intimidation that occurs online, typically through digital devices and social media platforms. It involves the use of technology to deliberate and repeatedly target an individual, causing harm, distress, or discomfort. Cyberbullying can take various forms, and at the first point, anonymity and cruelty. Social media provides a platform for cyberbullying where individuals can hide behind the cloak of anonymity, making it easier to engage in harmful behaviors. Gen Z being digitally immersed and face the challenge of dealing with online cruelty. Anonymity empowers bullies to unleash harmful comments, message, or content without immediate consequence. Next is mental health toll. Cyberbullying takes a toll on the mental health of Gen Z individuals. Constant exposure to online harassment, insults, or exclusionary behavior can lead to heat stress, anxiety, and depression. The third point is tackling the issue. Tackling cyberbullying involves a multi-phase approach. First, raising awareness about the impact of online harassment is crucial. Education programs can empower Gen Z to recognize, report, and resist cyberbullying. Social media platforms also play a pivotal role implementing stricter policies and effective reporting mechanisms. Next slide. Mm, Privacy concerns. Privacy concerns revolve around the protection of personal information in the digital age, encompassing various issues that impact individuals' control over their own data. The first point is lack of transparency. Privacy concerns arise from the lack of transparency regarding how the companies collect, use, and share the user data. Many users are unaware of the extent to which their personal information is being tracked by utilized. And this lack of transparency make it challenging for individuals to make informed decisions about their digital presence. The second point is invasive ads. Online platforms often employ target advertising strategies, utilizing user data to deliver personalized ads. While this can enhance the user experience, it also raises privacy concerns. The users may be feel not their online activities are closely monitored and their personal preference are exploited from commercial gains. The last point is preventing data breaches. Data breaches pose a significant threat to user privacy as they can lead to unauthorized access and exposure of sensitive information. Privacy concern escalate when companies fail to implement robust security measures, making user data vulnerable to malicious actors. To address this, to, to address this, organization must prioritize cybersecurity, regularly update security protocols, and promptly communicate with users in the event of a data breach. Proactive measures such as an encryption and regular security audits are crucial in preventing and mitigating the impact of data. Next.
Okay, now with the activeness of Gen Z on social media, it creates a culture of content creation. Now, what is the benefit of content creation, you may ask? First, it has the power of storytelling. Gen Z appreciates brands that felt compelling stories and use visuals effectively, going beyond traditional advertising and creating more meaningful connections. Next, it has the power of to elevate user-generated content. With the rise of social media, user-generated content has become a powerful marketing tool. Brands that leverage content from their audience create authentic engagement and trust. And thirdly, it breaks the mold. With Gen Z's disdain for traditional advertising, brands must explore different content formats like influencer marketing to remain relevant in their marketing efforts. Next slide. Now, with the birth of content creation, it also gives birth to social media influences. Now, what are the effects of social media influences have on Gen Z? First, you have shifting power dynamics. Social media influences have enormous power over Gen Z's values, preferences, and purchase behaviors, with brands eager to partner with them. Next, you have role model or unreal expectations. Influences can be a source of inspiration and aspiration, but also unrealistic standards that Gen Z can't achieve. Next is the rise of collaborations. Influence collaborations have become a huge trend as Gen Z seeks authentic partnerships between brands and influencers they respect and agree with. Next. Now, Of course, there are mental health implications on the usage of social media by Gen Z. First is social media addiction. Gen Z's, this, Gen Z's dependence on social media for social interaction can have a negative effect on well-being, causing anxiety, depression, and decreased attention span. Sorry. Second,
Okay.
the pressure to be perfect, the content pressure to be on, connected, and presentable online can lead to lower self-esteem and body image issues in Gen Z individuals. Third is disinformation and mental health. The spread of disinformation, particularly related to COVID-19 and vaccines, can cause confusion and lack of clarity on issues that affect Gen Z's well-being. Next slide.
Next, let's talk about ephemeral content of social media. First is the rise of impermanence. Ephemeral content is more popular than ever, as Gen Z have come to appreciate the absence of permanence and control that character traditional social media feeds. Next is showcasing authenticity. Gen Z likes using stories features because it let them be themselves without worrying about permanent record or being misunderstood, making it easier for them to share their stories in a meaningful way. Next is creative expression. The Gen Z utilize platforms such as TikTok to express their creativity and display their artistic talents. These platforms serve as a medium for them to freely articulate themselves and find an outlet for self expression. Next slide. There are four reasons why TikTok become popular among Gen Z. First is the music connection. TikTok has become synonymous with music, from viral dance challenge to viral songs. Many popular artists and labels use TikTok to promote their work. Second is authenticity rules. TikTok places less emphasis on perfection. TikTok that are spontaneous, gritty, and authentic resonate more with the platform users. The short and snappy format, the bite-sized format of TikToks makes the platform a hub for quick, snackable content that Gen Z can watch. Next is inclusivity and diversity. TikTok has been praised for its inclusivity and diversity, featuring people from all walks of life and cultures, and creating a sense of global community. Next, next slide. Here is the conclusion. As social media evolves, its impact on Gen Z will likely become more complex. Emerging technologies such as virtual and augmented reality will continue to shape Gen Z-only behavior, creating new opportunities and challenge for brands and community leaders alike.
Thus, our presentation have come to an end. Thank you so much for watching. Especially thank you for Ms. Raisa Fadila, Master of Education, for teaching us English throughout this first semester. Thank you and wassalamu alaikum
Assalamualaikum
Assalamualaikum
warahmatullahi
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 Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.